back to the Daily Grind. Thanks for checking out the channel. Make sure to hit subscribe if you're new and hit thumbs up if you're not a baby back pickle biting bitch boy, cause you know what time it is. It's full time.
MMA.
The UFC's former lightweight champion joined Ariel Helwani today on the MMA Hour to discuss his upcoming title fight versus Justin Gaethje, the human highlight reel undefeated Justin Gaethje, who's 18-0 now. This will be his second fight in the UFC. His UFC debut was versus Michael Johnson, and it was arguably the fight of the year. If I had a vote today, it would be for Justin Gaethje versus Michael Johnson. Now, a lot of you are still like, man, will you shut the fuck up? Hold on. You lost me at title fight. Yeah, I know. I threw some of you off with that. It is not a title fight as far as what you're thinking. No, it is not for UFC Gold. But Eddie Alvarez joined Ariel Helwani today to discuss what title is up for grabs, and that's the title for the UFC's most violent man. And how can you be mad at that? I mean, we knew, well, a lot of us, the hardcore fans, knew that this fight was going to be a brawl coming into it. That's the fight that the casual fans love, the crossover fans, the microwave, whoever, you know, the people that the UFC is interested, the new fans, you know, this is going to be a fight for them. It's not going to be the most technical fight. It's not going to be no. It's going to be a brawl. Someone's getting knocked out. That's Justin Gaethje's fucking moniker. That's his motto. I don't know if that's his actual motto, but he did say that. Either I'm getting knocked out or my opponent's getting knocked out. Somebody's getting knocked out, and he comes in and he tries to fucking break dudes. And we saw that in the Michael Johnson fight. He got caught first. He almost went down, but he came back up like the fucking Walking Dead and got the win, got the knockout. Amazing fight, as I said. Fight of the year contender easily. With that being said, Justin Gaethje is going to be fighting Eddie Alvarez at UFC 218, and Eddie Alvarez said that he feels this is for the UFC's most violent man. Now, Eddie Alvarez, a lot of you might know, a lot of you might not know, he's already got a what do you call these titles? You know, they're not official titles. He's already got an unofficial title, and that was the Underground King. He got that when he fought Gilbert Melendez. Both of those guys, you know, coming into that. I mean, I didn't watch that fight live, but, you know, Gilbert Melendez, the whole Scrap Pack, one of my cousin, that's his favorite fighters and shit, so I know all about it. But still, that was for the Underground King. I mean, this is for the most violent man. Eddie Alvarez, he can fuck around and be like, hold all the unofficial titles. But that doesn't matter because we know he lost his official title, the money belt, you might say, the one that actually matters as far as your contract is concerned. When you've got the UFC title, you get paid the big bucks. That's everybody's trying to get there. Everybody wants to be a UFC champion. Almost everybody, right? There's some people, yeah, okay. Pretty much everybody wants to be a UFC champion because when you become a UFC champion, you get championship money. Now, with that being said, Eddie Alvarez lost his lightweight title in his last fight to you-know-who, Conor McGregor, notorious UFC 205. That's when Conor McGregor became the champ, if you ain't know. But if you ain't know that, you're probably not listening to this video. You got casual as fuck. And if you're casual as fuck, you're probably not clicking on well, you might have tuned, you know, became a fan of Eddie Alvarez or something. I'm curious. I wonder how many people, like, you know, don't really tune in. I'm sure they're probably not going to comment on the video, but I wonder how many people, like, are fans of Eddie Alvarez now that, you know, he fought Conor McGregor. Because with Nate Diaz, you know, he got a lot of fans because he beat Conor McGregor. But I've always been curious, would Nate Diaz have became the same crossover star? Would he have been as big if he lost that first fight to Conor McGregor? I mean, I guess I'll figure out a little bit watching this Eddie Alvarez fight. I mean, we're not going to know just off the numbers because it's a fucking stacked card. Let's talk about that for a second. Fuck all that other bullshit I was just talking about. Excuse the language. With that being said, though, this card, UFC 218, that this fight is on, I mean, this fight alone is fucking marvelous. It's everybody can enjoy this fight, whether you're hardcore, whether you're casual, whether you're new to watching fights, it doesn't matter who you are, you're gonna fucking enjoy this fight. I mean, it's gonna be a shocker if this fight doesn't bring the fucking lights down. If this fight isn't fight of the night, that would be a shocker. But there's still a lot of great fights, so I mean, anything could happen. We got Francis Ngannou on this fucking card, heavyweight fucking slugfest. It's not going to be a slugfest because Alistair Overeem is so technical and he's got to be real careful in this fight. But somebody's getting knocked out in that, I'll tell you that much. I mean, that's 2 finishes you can pretty much guarantee coming on this card. In the co-main event, Alistair Overeem versus Francis Ngannou, and also Eddie Alvarez versus Justin Gaethje. That's fucking 2 finishes, and most likely 2 knockouts. I mean, it could be a submission if someone gets dropped and choked, sort of in the GSP Bisping fight, but okay, that's 2 finishes, baby. Now, we ain't even talked about the main event where that might be a finish. You know, Max Holloway. I mean, this is a rematch of a fight that just happened. Max Holloway versus Jose Aldo. This is the rematch. I mean, the last one was in Jose Aldo's hometown. Andy had a full camp, and he still got dismantled low-key in the end of the 2nd and the 3rd round. I mean, Max Holloway, people say that they think Aldo won the 1st and 2nd round. I think you're kind of crazy. I mean, I've only watched the fight probably once or twice, but still, if you remember at the end of that 2nd round, Max Holloway kind of knew he had Jose Aldo's number. Like, he put his hands up and Jose Aldo didn't and shit, and he just kind of knew going into that 3rd round what was to come, and it happens. But with that being said, I mean, this is going to be a fucking great night of fights. We got that's a title fight, featherweight title, Max Holloway, Jose Aldo 2. We got the co-main event, Ngannou Overeem. We also got Cejudo versus Pettis on the card. Title eliminator, arguably. I mean, whoever wins this fight is likely to fight Demetrius Johnson next if we don't get the TJ Dillashaw situation figured out. Then we got still fucking Eddie Alvarez, Justin Gaethje. Holy smokes. I can't talk about that fight enough, so it's a good thing it's coming up this week because that's going to be a great fight. It's came a little longer than expected. These guys were the coaches of the Ultimate Fighter this season, season 26, the female flyweights. We've also got one more card fight on the pay-per-view. Before I get out of here, I also got to say happy birthday to MMA from the Heartland, but I'll save that for the end of the video. But the last fight on the card is Tecia Torres versus the Karate Hottie Michelle Waterson. All 5 of these fights, this card is literally stacked. I'm curious to see how it does on the pay-per-view numbers because it doesn't have any of those crossover stars, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't have anybody that whenever you talk about, oh, these are the UFC stars, none of them are really on this card. I mean, Michelle Waterson, you could say she's a little bit of a crossover star, but I'm talking about, I mean, because the last pay-per-view, UFC 217 did well, but that had George St. Pierre on it. 216, not too well, and it, you know, it wasn't as stacked as this one. Now, this is a legitimately stacked card, and it doesn't have any superstars on it. So I'm just curious to see where this ranks, because if the casual fans are fucking lacking on this card, dog, I don't know what to tell you. If this card only sells 200,000 fucking... If this card sells less than 300,000, I'm going to be pretty upset at the fucking casual fan base, because this is a fucking amazing card. I know the casual fans I've told about this card, the Microwave and others, they can't wait to watch it because Ngannou's on the card. They want to see Ngannou fight. You know, they've heard about the Gaethje Alvarez fight. It's pretty easy to convince somebody about that fight. So I'm curious to see if it's worth the money to these casual jabronis, you know what I'm saying? But with that being said, shout out to MMA from the Heartland. He said today's his birthday. That's another reason I really had to get this video out, because man, I couldn't let it go by. Who was it? Fucking what's her name? Elena Corbell thought I didn't give her fucking birthday shout out. Y'all got me fucked up. Fuck you, Tab Matt. MMA from the Heartland. Day 1 hitter. Full-time family member. Top shelf hitter. My fucking dude. Put the hitter call on deck. We still got one coming. He's did it before. MMA from the Heartland. He's been around. What the fuck you, Tab Matt? Y'all know what it is. It's his birthday. Happy birthday, dog. With that being said, though, it is what it is. Let the full-time family know what the fuck you think about Eddie Alvarez naming this the UFC's most violent title in the comments. Do you think there's anybody more violent in the UFC than Eddie Alvarez and Justin Gaethje, or do you think these are the perfect 2 people for this fight? I know there's gonna be some fucking trolls that are like, Eddie Alvarez is fucking done, and you know, I get that, but I'm looking for the actual opinions. What do you guys think about that? Who am I not thinking of? I'm sure I'm not, but I like what Eddie Alvarez had to say today on the MMA Hour, man. It is what it is. Let the full-time family know what the fuck you tab at in the comments. I'm out.
Da 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 da. It's the motherfucking D-O-double-G.